the first aspect is that we have to think out of the box. So I think you're familiar with this idea, trying to connect these 9 dots together. Ticino has always made this thing, that they are using 5 lines because they had always been bounded with this psychological boundary. So our solution will be thinking out of the box, will come up with something new. So here's the promises I'm giving to you, that our idea will be out of the box. The second aspect is the most effect, or being unique. And I mean, think about Dubai. They have the tallest building in the world, and they are becoming famous that way. So our idea will be also being unique. Think about the 7 wonders of the world. When we have the pyramids, we are unique. We are also, with our idea, we are going to create something very, very unique, and we are becoming very, very famous. We are putting it here. So another thing is sustainable tourism. So sustainable tourism is speaking about the future. Sustainable tourism, in few words, that a tourist is moving from one place to another place without causing any harm. He's not harming the destination. This harm can be economical, can be environmental harm, it can be a social harm. So sustainable tourism means that the tourist is not causing any harm. Our idea is going much further. Our idea is an additional value tourism. It means that the tourist is going from one place to another place, and he's adding a value. How can this be? Imagine a medical conference. So the doctors are moving from one city to another city. They are taking all their medical knowledge with them to this city. Plus, they are not harming anything, and they are paying money. Our idea would be additional value. So here, the part of additional value. The other thing is travel cycle. So International Tourism Organization, they have spoken about this cycle: dreaming, researching, booking, experiencing, and sharing. We are always working in this part, and we are somehow ignoring the other ones which are very important, the dreaming and the sharing. It's very important. We don't work here. This is the trouble. So we gotta focus really here, and there is a producer and the consumer. Between the producer and the consumer, there is a message we want to transmit to the consumer. Between them, we use a message and the communication channel. What is missing? A messenger. Someone to take the message. And it's usually very expensive, the messenger. And our idea, we're gonna have a messenger, we're gonna have a lot of messenger, and you're gonna see it. So, thinking big and thinking cantonal wide. Yeah, exactly, global. So our idea as well will be really to cooperate together. So, we have to connect everything together. We already have the structure, we just have to connect it somehow and to get an identity. The problem in Ticino, that when you ask in summer, what is Ticino? They will tell you a lot of words, but it all means sun, or it all means good weather. So, the problem in winter, that we have all different answers. We don't have an identity. What's Ticino in winter? Whoa, I don't know. So, progress is a demanding process, and this is the last aspect of my idea. It means that it's a big project, and big rivers are behaving that way. That when they are making a curve, they are really very big. So our idea will be also this way. It's not going to be in one day, then in one day it will take some time, but it is really done. Now I'd like to ask you all one question. Who of you would like to spend a romantic holiday? Now or later? One, or maybe now or maybe in the future, just to go with a partner to spend a romantic holiday. So, I see that I have a very big market share. My idea is to turn Ticino in a romantic destination. And why I'm doing this? Because I want to have an identity. So now everybody, I have this identity. Ticino in winter is becoming a romantic destination. We can't do this individually. No one can go and say, I'm a romantic restaurant. All Ticino has to be romantic. So when you ask in few years, in 2 or 3 years, when you go to ask somebody in Swiss German bar, what's Ticino in the winter? Ticino in the winter, it's very, very romantic. So, how can we do this? There are 2 parts, the goods and the e-commerce. The e-commerce is a promise. So the e-commerce is the promise we are doing to our clients. So with this promise, you have all to put in consideration that the promise has to be equal Because if the promise is not equal to the product, there will be a very big disappointment. And this we don't want to be. So we want here to make some promises in the social media and in the website and in the new app, but these promises have to be also existing in real. So we have to tell them in the website we are romantic, we have to make a romantic application, but it will be also something tangible, romantic. Can we do this? Let's just discover together. So this is a part of the e-commerce. You have already a website, put something romantic in it, say what you're going to do. And this is the app. We created an app which is called Love Ticino, and this is Your Loving Winter. So the app is two parts, the booking part and the sharing part. The sharing part is a travel cycle here. Let's check together the booking part. The booking part is the accommodation. So we'll have some romantic hotels. We'll have like some hotels with flowers, some hotels with romantic songs, some hotels telling you stories which are very romantic. These hotels should really exist. We have already the hotels, but the problem is that the hotels are not romantic. So it's not really expensive, but we can do it. So the wellness beauty, the same thing. There's really an operation. I've always been speaking about packages, but what kind of package? It has to be a romantic package. This is our identity. It's like Rimini. When I ask you about Rimini, what would you tell me? It's a question. Is this for young people?
Yeah, probably.
When I ask you for beads, that is the same. They always have an identity. When I ask you for Ticino in the winter, they don't have an identity. So, sports, how can we associate sports with being romantic? Let's think together. So I'm speaking now about skiing slope. When you watch the skiing championships, you have the blue lines in the skiing championship. Why can't we just turn these blue lines in red lines? And why can't we turn them in heart? So we have a romantic skiing slopes. We don't have here snow, we don't have a lot of snow, so we have to get an additional value, we have to define ourselves, we have to get something new. And lovely gifts. And here when we speak about lovely gifts, there are two kinds of gifts. A gift we are making to the client as a gadget, to make him work for us as a messenger. We are giving him a gift, and he's taking this gift back home and showing it to his family, to the people, and he's saying, wow, Ticino is very romantic. By time, we are getting the travel cycle really repeated and really big. And the other kind of gifts is the gifts a client is making to another client, like a balloon, like a trip in the boat. Everything has to be romantic. So, special events, this we can really work a lot on it. So the part of sharing, as I said before, is the part which is completing the travel cycle. So now let's say, here I spoke about the part of being unique. How can we make it? We have to create the biggest heart in the world. The biggest heart in the world. Can we do it? Yes, we can. Imagine this as Monte, or one of the mountains in Lugano or in Locarno. They could make it with lit lights, making a rhythm street. Why couldn't we make the biggest heart in the world? Why can't we think big? If we want to grow, we have to think big, we have to cooperate, we have to complete the travel cycle, and we have to take the curve. This is the solution. So we can really do it. So our hashtag is Love Ticino, and we see already Ticino is ready to be loved. Thank you everybody for